What's going on, everybody? Thanks for stopping by the channel. Today, Mike and I are going to be working on a Doo GTI. Customer of ours blew it up, put a hole in the block. So we did get a donor ski. We're going to be pulling the motor out of that one, so pull the motor out of this one, put the motor from the donor ski into this one. So let's go ahead, get started. There's not too many videos on these. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick walk around of the ski really quick so you guys can see, what we're working on, and we'll go from there. But if you guys have any tips, if you guys see us doing something that we could have done a little bit easier, make sure and let us know, please. So here it is, Doo GTI SC130, and it's actually not a bad looking ski. It's a little bit dirty right now because it's been sitting, but it's a pretty clean ski, other than the fact that it has a blown up motor in it. And we're gonna go walk over to the donor ski now. Don't mind the concept in the back. So this is the donor ski, and the motor's supposed to be good on it. The IBR is also good on it. If anybody watching this video needs an IBR, let us know. But let's go ahead. We're gonna pull this out. We're gonna try to film as much as we can, like a step-by-step and a little bit of a tutorial on how to get these things out of here. Seeing as that we do have two skis, we can learn either this one or that one will teach us. All right, so Mikey started taking some clamps off. These are all T30s right here. I'll let you know what size these are right here once I get to them. Mikey, what have you taken off so far?
Just some water cooling lines from the manifold right here. Got the exhaust clamp off. Now getting some sensors for the cooling off real quick.
Okay. What's your goal? How you want to tackle this? Explain a little bit. So
we're gonna get all the harnesses, all the lines off, get some cables off, get the computer out of the way because we know that's really expensive. And once we get that done, we'll get up in the front, take our intake side off. We'll take our intake manifold off to get it out of the way so we have room to tilt the engine up sideways and get it up nice and pretty, and not tear up any of the sides of the motor. And kind of really interested to see the bottom of this block, man, and see how much carnage. The customer was showing me a lot of pieces of chunks of metal, and you look down here in these corners, you can still find big chunks of metal in here.
oh yeah, I can see chunks of metal down there in the. Goodness gracious. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and start pulling some stuff off. You guys see what we're working with here. Once we get the majority of this stuff, once we get majority of the stuff off the top unbolted and taken off and stuff like that, we'll catch right back up to this video. All right, so as you can see, we've unbolted everything, the intake manifold, and took all the harness off. There was one tie strap underneath the intake manifold, underneath the throttle body right here, so that will fight you. Don't forget to cut that out. And obviously the dipstick comes out with the intake manifold. So that whole section is out of the way now. We're gonna go ahead and keep chucking along. Obviously we unbolted the air intake off the intake manifold and then took the few bolts out of the intake manifold. Those are 8mm Torx bits. Go ahead and grab the bit for you right here. See, it's an 8. And then the ones that held the computer down were a T30. This is a T8. Now we're gonna go ahead and take care of some more of this harness, get this harness out of the way, and see what we need to do to get the motor unbolted from the jet pump itself and slide it out. See you guys here in just a minute. Remember when we started this video, we said the customer said there was a hole in the block and they were taking chunks of metal out, right? Well, y'all can see that chunk of metal right there. And this chunk right here. Wow! Let's see what other carnage they got in here. Another quick tip is there is, pull them out, 3 ground wires from the harness that bolt up to right down here on the block where my fingers are here. Focus. Anyways, right there is where they bolt up, down there. So make sure to unbolt them. It's 3 10mm bolts. They're short little ones like this. They do have a washer on them. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and chuck along. I'm probably going to move over to the donor ski and start pulling stuff off the donor ski. So I'm at the same place on both skis and I know where I'm at. So let's go ahead and walk over to that one and start tearing that one apart. Holy pieces of motor. This is just about ready to come out of here. And we gotta go over to the donor ski and start pulling shit off of this one now. This one I don't have to really be careful with, so I'm just gonna be yanking shit off of this one. Alright, so don't mind the crazy ass hair, but this is where we're at on the donor ski. Plugs, coil packs are out, intake manifolds out. Harness is pretty much unbolted, exhaust is unbolted. We're gonna go ahead and wait for Mikey to get back here, see what step he wants to approach next, and we'll get right back to y'all. We got Mikey back here. He's now tearing some stuff apart. Getting the motor mounts out, and then we're gonna see disconnecting the shaft. Everybody pulls the whole pump out with these things, and we're gonna try to do it without it. So we'll let you know how it goes. But as you guys can see, there's only a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 intake manifold bolts, and then the tie strap down at the bottom that I did tell you guys about. Those 2 rubber grommets that you see down there hovering above the oil cooler, actually the intake manifold slips into those right there. Shout out for that AC right there. So it was killing us, and we had to pull the head off just to see what kind of carnage really happened. And oh yeah, look at the spring. Yeah,
It's still there. It didn't completely leave the chat.
wow.
It was on its way to leave the rest of the way.
Yep, the piston left the chat.
The gaskets and all this short.
All right, back to work. As you guys can see, that's where we're at. It was just killing us. We wanted to know how bad it was. All right, so head's all the way off now, and Mike's gonna go ahead and see if he can just remove this piston. You want piston delete maybe?
It's trying to move.
Oh, there we go.
Freed up now a little bit. Well, I might need some coaxing. Oh boy.
Oh boy, here it comes! What? Yo!
Extra parts, anybody?
Customer states was missing on 1 cylinder. Oh my god!
Even the piston split in half. Look at that, guys. That is a hell of a hit. The rings are literally
Holding
what's
the piston
keeping
together.
Piston in one piece. But I can literally.
That's crazy. Wow.
Rod come up and
Yep.
said, "Hey,
Couldn't go down.
Let me get a piece of you right there."
What? The rest of it down in there? Yep.
Some mean scoring on the cylinder walls, of course.
Oh, there's a hole in the bottom. I can
And,
almost guarantee that.
And I can see the bilge
Yeah.
through the engine.
Yeah, so can I. Hey, let's see if I can zoom in and catch that on camera. Oh, it's just too dark. Man, that's the bilge down in there.
And that's my finger.
I can't see it. I wish I had a light on. Oh, I gotta put a light on. Yeah, hold on. Guys, look at the starter. It blew the side of the starter out. Oh my god, I can't wait to see the bottom of the block. Alright, so we got all the coolant lines and water hose lines disconnected. The exhaust moved and out of the way. The head out of the way, obviously. Motor is just unbolted. Power and ground is unbolted. And I think the only thing we have left to do is disconnect the coupler right here. And then we'll be pulling the motor out. So, see you guys in just 1 minute. Alright, so we couldn't get that little coupler loose properly down there, but we did get the shaft out of the motor right there. So that's how we're going to pull it out. Now we're going to go ahead and hopefully lift this thing up out of here. And I'm going to set you guys off here to the side. Hopefully camera doesn't overheat from being in the direct sun. Let's see how this goes. Oh man, let's see the carnage. Oh man. Let's see the carnage. Where's the carnage? Oh my god, I told you there was a hole all the way in the bottom. Wow, look at the hole that the rod punched in the oil pan. Wow.
The motor's barely hanging on right here.
Wow. Alright, so we got the donor ski loaded up on the trailer. Oh, fuck, I'm out of breath. Clean up the garage area a little bit. Let's see if we can get this to fit inside of here. Hold on, let me move.
I have to be as close to that wall as I can, and not I won't swing it away from the bench.
Okay. Well, you were on that wall before. You're rubbing the wall. It's the donor ski, I guess, so. Yeah, but come back a little bit more because the cherry picker's probably going to hit that.
Well, we'll push it back when we get to that point. Okay.
Alright. Alright, so we got the ski inside. You guys know where we left off on the donor ski. You guys saw it. So now we're going to go ahead and finish taking the exhaust off, the coolant lines down here, and the ground harness on the front of the block, motor mounts, and that should be it. Go ahead and yank this one out, make sure it's good, and start putting it into that one. We done cleaned out the inside of this one already. After we cleaned up inside of here a little bit, cleaned up inside of the ski. We still got a little bit of oil and water to suck out of there, which we'll suck out before we put the motor in. But as you can see, it's all clean. I'm gonna go ahead and start yanking this other one all the way apart and get right back to you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and touch base with kind of what we went through here. The IBR is a pain in the butt to take apart and take out, but we did get it out really just to see how it comes apart. And we really didn't figure out the right way. We disassembled the whole entire thing into pieces. As you can see, it is out, but it's out in pieces. It could be the right way that it comes out. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But the wear ring actually looks pretty good, surprisingly enough. But the motor is out. We're going to go ahead and degrease it up, clean it up, and get it put into the other ski. See you guys here in just a minute. Alright, so it is almost 2 o'clock in the morning now, and obviously we've taken breaks and had other things to do, but we were back at it all night long, and here's where we're at. So, there's a motor bolted in the ski. Motor mounts are in, shaft is hooked up. Tomorrow we will do the intake manifold and the wiring harness, and hopefully put this thing in the water, get it back to the customer tomorrow, and move on with life. So, we've learned a lot on this ski, and I learned that we'll never pull one of these apart again because there's no real need to do it. That's for sure. What else did we learn? What else? Oh yeah, I remember why I really love two-stroke jet skis. I remember why now. I could have pulled a 2-stroke jet ski out, completely rebuilt it, put a new jet pump in it, put it back in, and been back out on the lake today. Not on a 4-stroke. At least not for me. Y'all might have better luck. What you think?
No, 2-stroke, baby.
It's okay. We'll see you tomorrow. Alright, what's going on, everybody? Obviously, this is the next day. You guys can see motor is in, computer's in, harness is in. Everything is hooked up except for this one line right here. And the next part of this video, we will be firing it up. Just a quick rundown. We did not take the shaft apart down here. We actually we were able to, once we loosened the motor and everything was taken off, we were able to jack the motor up, take the front motor mount brace off, slide the motor forward, and we were able to get the shaft out of the motor, lift the motor up, and then as you come up, you go that way to clear the mounts, and then as it comes up, you push back a little bit, and then you push it all the way over that way. Sorry, you come up this way towards this side to get the mount on that side clear. And then once you get the mount on that side clear, you then push the whole motor over that way to get the oil cooler clear as you come up. And obviously you have to remove the intake manifold. So that was that. We did not remove the jet pump or anything or the IBR on this ski. That all stayed intact. The next part of this video, we will be starting the ski up and hopefully putting it in the water.
Finish the last damn thing.
All right, last thing to go in. Mikey's fighting it right now, which is a pain in the butt. We got this little fitting fixed right here. That's all done. And we're gonna make sure to check oil, put coolant in it, and fire it up. All right, let's see if we get any type of key action here. What happened?
Just cycling.
Oh. Cycling the fuel pump. It runs! Fired right up! Look at that! Hell yeah, boys and girls! It runs! Let's go! Yeah. Woo! Put that fan in the wall! Woo! So just in case I don't get to put the ski in the water because we can't get a hold of the customer wanted to be there. We went on a test ride with it. It is what it is. It's okay. We're gonna end off this video. If you guys can please like, subscribe, drop a comment down below what you guys want to see next. Obviously, we wrench on things, we work on things. You guys see we got the Civic running, we got the Mustang running. Let us know what you want to see more content with next. We also have our own personal boat that we also need to get some work done on that we're probably going to try to do hopefully within the next coming week or so. But yeah, let us know. We also have the 6.4 diesel that we can make content with, so let us know what you want to see. Don't forget, like, subscribe, drop a comment. See you guys later.